Good day and welcome to AGK's Vinyl Life. I'm your host, Anthony K, and today is Friday, December 18th, 2020. And on this week's episode, I'm going to be doing my final, that's right, my final vinyl finds for 2020. Not my final vinyl finds, but just my final vinyl finds for 2020. Tricked you there. Final vinyl finds for 2020. And I'll be showing you some things that I picked up in the last couple of months. November, December, a few bits and pieces from October that arrived late, and even some things that date back actually to the summer that were pre-orders that finally arrived in the last couple of months. So I'll be showing you that. It's all new stuff, new purchase, new albums, no crate digging albums, no old used vinyl. I will be saving that for a future video in the new year. I'm going to be doing a vinyl finds from all of 2020, and it will be all old vinyl I found crate digging. But there's been no crate digging here for the last couple of months because we've been in lockdown for the last couple of months, and we're going to be in lockdown probably till the end of January now by the looks of things. So can't go into any record stores right now, no crate digging. So pretty much everything that I've bought has been either curbside pickup or online. So that's what's going on in today's video, my final vinyl finds. I do want to announce that next week there will be no video, as it is Christmas week next week. So I'll be taking next week off. I will be returning the week after, actually on New Year's. I have planned my final video of the year to drop on New Year's Eve if all goes well. And it will be my top 20 albums of 2020. That's right, my top 20 new releases of 2020. I'll be counting them down on New Year's Eve. So watch for that video. That'll be the final one this year. But this is my last one until then. And I hope you enjoy it. And if you do enjoy it, please don't forget to give it a like, because likes make everybody feel good, especially now that we're in the holiday season. And you know, comments are always welcome down below. So don't forget to comment, you know, after you've watched this video. I love to hear what you guys say. I'll try to reply to my comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And turn that notification bell on if you're not already a subscriber, so you don't miss any of my videos. And follow me on my Instagram, where I try to post a spin of the day every day, and my Instagram is at AGK_lifetime of vinyl. So that, getting all that stuff out of the way, let's get on with the video. Let's get on with the vinyl finds. And starting off, I'm going to start things off with a 7-inch single, and this is Billie Eilish and the theme to the upcoming James Bond film that has been delayed twice now, No Time to Die. This is actually a global James Bond Day version of the single. The single has been released in a couple of different formats. Amazon has a clear vinyl version. I think it's kind of an ice blue clear vinyl version. But this particular version is on a smoky gray vinyl. And it basically contains the theme song from No Time to Die with an instrumental version on the flip side. So that's Billie Eilish, No Time to Die, the theme song from the upcoming James Bond film that was supposed to release this past April, then delayed till November, and now delayed till next April. But the song has dropped, and this is, like I said, the global James Bond Day version of that fabulous, fabulous song. Next up is an album that I have shown this in one other video, so I'm going to be real quick about it. But the first, this dropped right at the end of October. I believe the last week of October this one dropped. But I didn't show it in my last Vinyl Finds video. And this is Bruce Springsteen and his Letter to Home album with the E Street Band. Another fantastic release. I love this album. I think it'll be sneaking its way into the top 20 for 2020. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but that could be. Fabulous album from Bruce Springsteen. Letter to You dropped at the end of October, featuring wonderful songs like Letter to You, I think, Last Man Standing, Ghosts, Rainmaker, House of 1,000 Guitars, which is fantastic, Burnin' Train, great album, Bruce Springsteen, Letter to You, from way back at the end of October. Next up, also from the end of October, and it arrived shortly after, I think, after I did my last Vinyl Finds video. Salute, everyone. This is from a couple Dutch DJs, or I think they're Dutch or Swedish, somewhere from Eastern Europe. A couple of DJs. They call themselves Yellow Claw, and this is Never Dies. A little bit of EDM, for those who don't know what that is. That's electronic dance music. Yellow Claw, a fabulous spin. A little bit of EDM for you. And I believe this one was on a clear vinyl. Yes, it was on like a cloudy vinyl. Fabulous spin if you're into a little bit of electronic dance music. EDM, techno. Fabulous spin. Yellow Claw. And Never Dies. Next up. This is one that was ordered way back in the summer along with another one. I had shown the previous one in a previous Vinyl Finds video. This is the third of 5 in a series that's being released slowly. And this particular one is the third, and I'd ordered the second and third way back in the summer, but they were delayed because of a certain pandemic. And so this finally floated its way in shortly after my last Vinyl Finds video. And it is the third in a series by Ennio Morricone. The Themes series, I've shown the first 2, Westerns and Lounge. This is number 3, called Psycho. And these are all double vinyl collections on various colors of vinyl. Produced by the At the Movie series by Music on Vinyl. So they sound absolutely great. So this one's called Ennio Morricone Themes, Psycho. The third of 5. And I believe the 4th has just dropped, and I've got a pre-order in for the 4th, and it'll come when it comes, I guess. But that's that. Next up, an album that dropped at the very beginning of November as well, in the first week, I believe. It's another one of the releases from Selena Gomez and the Scene, and this is When the Sun Goes Down. I've slowly been collecting up all her albums as they get released on vinyl. So this is the first time pressing on vinyl, released by Urban Outfitters on a lavender white squash. It's not really a splatter, it's a squash. But fabulous album. Of course, I got into all of these albums as my daughter has grown up and enjoyed them with her originally on CD, and now they're all getting pressed to vinyl. So I'm happy to have this one on vinyl. Slowly filling in my Selena Gomez and collection. I think there's only one more I need from her that she's released that hasn't been pressed on vinyl yet. So Selena Gomez and the Scene. When the Sun Goes Down, which had the big singles on it. Love You Like a Song, and Who Says, some great pop. Selena Gomez. Another thing I picked up is actually this one I picked up in a discount bin, believe it or not. Briefly, record stores were allowed to be open for a while, and I had dropped into a record store, I think right around the last record store day, and found this in a discount bin, which I was surprised. I think it might have been a goof that they put this in the discount bin, because it's a fantastic album, and it's a Rocktober. So this is actually a Rocktober 2017 Rocktober pressing of Alice Cooper's Pretties for You. Rocktober 2017. Alice Cooper, Pretties for You, a fabulous psych album. You know, I didn't appreciate this album when I was a teenager, when it came, I jumped on Alice Cooper in the Billion Dollar Babies age and went back as far as, Love It to Death. But the first 2 albums never really did anything for me back in the day. But I've really grown over the years to appreciate this album because I got into psych. And this really is a psych masterpiece. As this is his debut, this was his debut album, and this Rocktober is, of course, pressed on, I believe it was a red vinyl. Yeah, pressed on a red vinyl. Pretties for You. I have grown to love this album over the years. I think it's an absolutely fantastic psych album. And so I was really pleased to find this in a not a delete bin, but a discounted bin in a record store for really cheap. Which it shouldn't have been, because it's a Rocktober pressing. Alice Cooper, Pretties for You. Next album I'm going to show is from a fabulous guitarist. I've shown this album on live streams before, but not on one of my official videos. So I'm going to show it now, and this could be up in my top 20 albums, possibly, of 2020. This is Orianthi and her O album, the female shredder Orianthi, fantastic guitarist. Used to play with Alice Cooper back in the day. She's played with a lot of people, Alice Cooper being one of them. This is her O album, all original material, and this is absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend this album. Orianthi, O, incredible rock and roll from a fantastic female guitarist. Can't go wrong. Definitely a favorite. Orianthi, O. Next up, a little bit of Canadian music for you here. And fellow Canadians will recognize this man. I don't know how many people in the other parts of the world or in the US will know this fellow. I did not know this album was dropping when it came out. I had no idea it was coming out. I didn't even it was even being recorded. It just sort of like appeared out of nowhere. I actually got this at the same time as that Alice Cooper. When I'd gone in and found that Alice Cooper, I found this on the new release rack at the record store. And this is back also at the beginning of November. All these ones I've shown you right now are still from like the beginning of November, first couple weeks of November. This is Kim Mitchell and his Big Fantasize album. Kim Mitchell, the Big Fantasize, a double LP. And this is great. This is great. I'm still digesting the new material on here, but what he's done here is you've got the Big Fantasize and then the Big Live. And the Big Live is a 4-track EP featuring some of his most famous songs recorded live, such as Lager and Ale, Rockland Wonderland, Paradise Skies, which of course was from the Max Webster days, and All We Are. And for those who don't know, Kim Mitchell was the lead vocalist and guitarist for the Canadian rock band Max Webster. So brand new material from Kim Mitchell, great spin, reasonably priced, the Big Fantasize. Next up, also from I think the second week or so of November, this one is a classic. A classic. This is a Speaker's Corners pressing, so it's fully analog, absolutely beautiful. I mean, these Speaker's Corners analog pressings are as good as MoFi's. This is Carly Simon's classic, No Secrets, so I don't really need to talk about that too much. It's a famous album. Carly Simon, No Secrets, Speaker's Corner pressing that just came out in November. Highly recommended. Sounds absolutely gorgeous. Carly Simon, No Secrets. Next one, a lot of people have shown this album, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. A lot of people have shown this. And it is, of course, AC/DC's brand new work, Power Up. And it is a great spin. It really is. You can't go wrong. It's just classic standard AC/DC. Balls to the walls, rock and roll from AC/DC. Power Up, highly recommend. Great spin, great pickup, reasonably priced. Also from the beginning of November, from the first couple weeks of November. Power Up, AC/DC. Next up, one that came out later in November. I think the third week of November, something like that. This is brand new from Bob Marley. This has never before been released. I believe it was released at one time on CD, but this is the first time on vinyl. And this is Bob Marley, Uprising Live, one of the last recorded concerts before he died. And I believe this is from, recorded in Europe, Uprising Tour that ran from May to July of 1980. This particular recording was recorded on June 13th, 1980. It's a 3-record set, absolutely fantastic. Probably, the best, I think the best live performance recorded of Bob Marley that you can get now. There's a number of live albums by Bob Marley, but this one is absolutely spectacular. It's got everything on it. 3-record set, and it was released on a gorgeous orange vinyl with beautiful inner sleeves, a beautiful kind of tangerine orange vinyl, all sorts of different inner sleeves with pictures on them. Highly recommend Bob Marley, Uprising Live from mid-November. Next up. This is one that I pre-ordered way back in July, early July of this year. I pre-ordered this. It dropped. It dropped on the first week of November. It was mailed out to me, so I received this just after my last Vinyl Finds video, and received this just after that. This one was dropped, I think, November 2nd or something like that. This album came out. It is brand new from Kylie Minogue, who just goes by Kylie. Kylie Minogue's latest album, Disco, and this was a website pre-order directly from the Kylie Minogue website. Like I said, back in July I pre-ordered this, and so it's an exclusive website exclusive that features an autographed, it's autographed on the back, but it's in there, autographed picture from Kylie Minogue. The album, there's the inner lyric sheet and the inner liner, and it was pressed on a clear vinyl. The exclusive version from the website was a clear vinyl. Kylie Minogue, Disco, an absolute masterpiece of dance and pop. Of course, Kylie Minogue has always been a fantastic pop artist, and this one is definitely a masterpiece once again. The incredible Kylie and Disco, and the limited edition clear vinyl version of that. And also with the, excuse me, also with the, dry throat today. Also with the vinyl, I got the CD version as well, which I haven't cracked open yet. It's the CD version, which includes a hardcover picture book as well. So maybe in a future video, I'll show what was inside that. Kylie Minogue, Disco, her brand new album, which is doing very well on the charts. Very, very well on the charts. Next up, dropping, I think in the third week of November. This one dropped around the 20th, 21st of November, from Iron Maiden. Hence why I'm wearing all this stuff. It's the brand new Iron Maiden Legacy of the Beast live in Mexico City. Iron Maiden, Legacy of the Beast, live in Mexico City. The Legacy of the Beast tour, which of course I'm wearing the tour t-shirt from, tour hat, tour poster, big Iron Maiden fan. I loved this show. This was an incredible concert. The last concert I saw before the pandemic hit, so the last live concert I've been to was this tour, so I was excited to get this one. Three record set of the final show of this tour. So looking forward to hearing that. I haven't spun it yet. It is coming up soon on my playlist. But Iron Maiden, Legacy of the Beast, live in Mexico. I picked this one up Record Store Day, actually, the last Record Store Day Black Friday, but it is not a Record Store Day release. It is the brand new Rick Wakeman, The Red Planet. Just happened to be there when I was buying my records at Record Store Day. This particular album was there as well. He had just got a couple copies in. And this is the red vinyl, the exclusive red vinyl version. And this is The Red Planet. Rick Wakeman, his latest effort. Glad to have that. And picked that up just before Black Friday, or on Black Friday. Next up, also an album I picked up on Black Friday Record Store Day, but not a Record Store Day release. This is the Smashing Pumpkins and their brand new album, Sear. That's right, a double LP. Their brand new album, Sear, fantastic album. I'm not a big Smashing Pumpkins fan, but I'd heard a few songs from this before it was released, and I was really impressed. So I picked it up on Record Store Day Black Friday, though it is not a Black Friday release. But this is an independent record store's version of the album, I gather, and it is pressed on a beautiful orchid purple vinyl, which I can quickly show you here. Smashing Pumpkins, brand new album, Sear. And it is really, really good. I've got to admit, I really like this album. Of course, the big song on here, The Color of Love and Sear, two fantastic songs. I'm still digesting this album, so maybe I'll report back at a later date with a little more detailed analysis of this album. But Sear, brand new from the Smashing Pumpkins. Dropped on Black Friday. Next up, another Record Store Black Friday release that I did not pick up on Record Store Day Black Friday because it had not come into my store yet. He actually received this one the day after, so I had to go back at a later date and pick it up, and he held on to it for me because it did not show up with his orders on Black Friday. But it is a Record Store Day Black Friday exclusive release, and it is the Stranglers, Peaches, the best of. That's right, it's the very best of the Stranglers, Peaches, which originally came out on CD some years ago, but this is the first time on vinyl. 20 great Stranglers tracks. I'm not a big Stranglers fan, but I do like the Stranglers, and so this best of was perfect for me. A great compilation of all their best songs, including things like Golden Brown and my favorite, European Female. Nice to have this Black Friday release. Finally, the Stranglers, the very best of Peaches. Next up, these ones came out, I believe, the very end of November. Very end, right? The last couple of days of November. So the first one is from Modern Harmonic. I've got quite a few Modern Harmonics recordings. They press really nice records, and they always dig up some really out there material, like very hard to find, very rare. They do a lot of soundtracks from 60s and 70s movies, B movies, exploitation films, blaxploitation films. They do a lot of stuff from that era, and I love this. I've got quite a few Modern Harmonics pressings, and I love them. They're great. And yet another one dropped, very reasonably priced, and this one's called the original motion picture soundtrack to Party Girls. That's right, Party Girls. And apparently the movie itself is long lost. Nobody seems to know where the movie is. It was a exploitation, kind of a soft porn exploitation, typical of the late 60s, early 70s exploitation film. But it had an absolutely fantastic soundtrack. And I gather from reading the notes in this album that the film itself is lost. And, maybe one day somebody will dig up a copy of it. But the soundtrack is fantastic, and it's pretty much, it's only got 4 songs. Side B is one song that runs 23 minutes long. Side A has a couple short ditties at the beginning, and then a 15-minute song. And this is basically a jazz, funk, fusion, instrumental jam. The music is fantastic. Like I said, it's like a jazz, funk fusion. Party Girls. Original soundtrack to the long-lost exploitation film. Next are a couple that dropped on Cyber Monday. I remember these were Cyber Monday deals, and I could not refuse these Cyber Monday deals, just as there's a bunch of Cyber Monday stuff here. Cyber Monday, of course, came after Black Friday, and on Amazon, Amazon had some fantastic deals, all of them under $20. Well under $20, and new releases. 2 of them are old releases, and 2 of them are brand new releases that dropped. These actually dropped on the Sunday, I believe it was, the Sunday or the Monday. I think they dropped on Cyber Monday, if not the Sunday before. The first one, and they're both pressed by Ear Music. They are fantastic. The first is Finding the Sacred Heart, live in Philly, 1986. This is Dio, pressed on a white vinyl from Ear Music, double LP, and this I picked up on Cyber Monday. Absolutely fantastic spin. Dio live from 1986. A beautiful Ear Music white vinyl pressing, numbered as well, numbered pressing. So there were only 2,500 of these ones pressed. It is numbered. And the second one from Stratovarius, which are kind of a symphonic metal band of the last 10 years or so. And this is their 2013 album, Nemesis. And this is Stratovarius, also pressed by Ear Music, also on the white vinyl. These both dropped for the first time on the same day. The Dio and this one both dropped on the same day. Stratovarius, symphonic metal, Eastern Europe, symphonic metal. Fantastic album. Highly recommend. And this also is on a white vinyl and also numbered. And this was a total of 1,500 pressings of this one. Stratovarius. Gorgeous cover. I think that's absolutely a gorgeous cover art on that one. Stratovarius, Nemesis. Next up, 2 more that were Cyber Monday releases that were really discounted, and I was crazy not to. One I needed for my collection from the boss, Bruce Springsteen, This is his Human Touch album. Really nice to add this one to my collection. And this one was like $12 or something, or around 12 bucks on Amazon on Cyber Monday. It was a fantastic deal, so I had to grab it. Bruce Springsteen, Human Touch, and the other one, and the last one I picked up on that Cyber Monday deal was Judas Priest, and their 2005, I believe it is, 2005, yeah, their 2005 album, Angel of Retribution. Judas Priest, Angel of Retribution. Some fantastic metal. Angel of Retribution, Judas Priest. Another Cyber Monday deal. Next up, so we're getting into November now. We're well into November. December now. We're into December because those were Cyber Monday. So now getting into the early this month, early this month. Released by Urban Outfitters. Britney Spears. And I know, I'm sure in the comments I'll get some jokes about that because people love to pick on me for liking the old Britney Spears, but yeah, one of the great pop stars of all time for sure. And this is her My Prerogative greatest hits package. And this was an Urban Outfitters exclusive. I believe it's on, I haven't had a chance to crack it yet. It's on a clear vinyl with smoky black and white splatter. First time on vinyl, her 2004 Greatest Hits LP. And what's special about this one is that it does have some songs that are, of course, sometimes best of packages, they put an extra song that you can only get on the greatest hits to sell the greatest hits, because some people, I have all the songs on this because I have all the albums, so they throw on a couple of singles on it so you get you to buy the greatest hits. But not only does this have a couple of original songs on it, it has a whole whack of remixes, some great remixes of other songs on here by some great musicians. There's Madonna's featured on here. There's a Madonna song on here. There's the Dark Child remix on here. There's an Armin van Helden remix on here. So there's some great remixes on here, worth the price of the album. Britney Spears, My Prerogative, Greatest Hits. And I'm running out of room to put these things down. Next up, this one came in a couple of weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, just over 2 weeks ago, this one came in. Haven't had a chance to crack it yet, but it's brand new from New Order. Of course, people know that New Order are one of my favorite bands of all time as well. This is New Order's brand new song, Be a Rebel, and this is a 12-inch single, or EP, whatever you want to call it. Maybe a 12-inch single. Brand new, New Order. 4 different mixes of Be a Rebel on here. Looking forward to spinning this. Brand new New Order. Be a Rebel. Next up is an album that has a kind of an interesting story. I had purchased this with Naz Nomad. Most of you know who Naz Nomad is. He and I had purchased this album together. And it pretty much got lost in the mail. Naz had purchased it, a pair of them for us. He'd found them, and there was a lot of trouble pre-ordering this one. It wasn't your usual pre-order. Like most of the time when an album's going to drop, you know the date, you can pre-order, a month or two in advance. This one, the pre-orders were messed up, completely messed up. We finally found a copy right when it dropped, the day it dropped. We found a couple copies on Amazon UK, who then mailed them out to Naz Nomad, and he was in turn was going to mail to me. But they never arrived. And a month and a half later, they had never arrived. So we contacted Amazon, and they actually refunded us our money. And a few days later, they arrived. So we ended up getting them for free. So it's crazy. Thank you for Amazon. And you got to get Amazon. One thing I do like about Amazon is they really do take care of their customers and customer service. They were very apologetic. They were like, oh, it hasn't arrived yet. We're very terribly sorry to hear this has happened. Here, have your money back. Or we can send you another copy, or you can have your money back, whichever you choose. And we had just decided to get our money back and see if we could find it elsewhere. And then, lo and behold, the things showed up. It's always the way. At any rate, I am so happy to have this because for the first time on vinyl, my favorite band of all time, Golden Earring, and their Last Blast of the Century, released by Music on Vinyl on gold vinyl. Last Blast of the Century. And for those who don't know what Last Blast of the Century is, it was recorded in New Year's Eve, 1999. When they turned to the new millennium, 2000, they played a concert on New Year's Eve, 1999, and this is the recording, a 3 LP set of the 2.5-hour show that Golden Earring put on going up to New Year's of 1999. It even featured one of the last songs on this album was, of course, Last Blast of the Century. And so they played a concert on the turn of the new millennium, and this, I think, is probably their best live recorded album, their best performance. It is a fantastic concert, fantastic recording. Golden Earring, Last Blast of the Century. So happy to have it. I'm spinning this over the Christmas holidays. Last Blast of the Century. And now the last couple albums. The first one dropped a week ago. I guess these all dropped about a week ago. Yeah, this one dropped a week ago, last Friday. So a week ago, this one dropped. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to open it. It's brand new. Jimi Hendrix Experience from that, the Hendrix family, the authorized Hendrix family editions. This is Jimmy's 2 legendary July 1970 Maui performances. Includes the new documentary, Music, Money, Madness, Blu-ray, a 24-page booklet filled with never-before published photos, pressed on quality record pressing. So this is going to sound great. I already know it's going to sound great because these guys press great records. It is, and what this is it's the concerts that were used for the ill-fated Rainbow Bridge film. So this is the complete, for the first time ever, the complete concerts on vinyl. Includes the DVD as well, the Blu-ray disc as well. So looking forward to watching and listening to this. Jimi Hendrix, live in Maui, dropped out just a week ago. Fantastic stuff from Jimi Hendrix. I'm sure it's going to be a great spin. And then from a week ago, these guys make fantastic pressings. This particular pressing plant makes fantastic pressings. This is another one, first time on vinyl, numbered a total of 3,000 copies. This is Blondie live, never before on vinyl. I believe originally it did come out on a CD. This is the first time on vinyl. This pressing company, you cannot go wrong with these guys. They've pressed things like The Ladder recently was pressed on that. The Yes, The Ladder. These guys are great. Looking forward to hearing that. This is Blondie, and this just dropped a week ago. Blondie live. And then next up, this one just showed up, and here's another one. This is another one that was lost. A lost package. There's been a lot of lost packages lately. And this particular one, I had purchased back on Halloween, just before Halloween. I purchased this in the middle of October. This album came out on Halloween, October 31st, and has been lost in the mail for like 6 weeks, and it finally showed up earlier this week. It is Brown Acid, and I've talked about the Brown Acid series before. This is Brown Acid, the 11th trip. I've shown the previous 10 trips. They are comp albums of garage, psych, hard rock, and metal from the late 60s through to the late 70s. Most of these songs curated from long lost 45s, long lost albums, all sourced out. You always get the history of each song on here, produced by Riding Easy Records. I think this is one of the best comp series you can buy on the market. Every album has got its winners on it. Sometimes there's a miss, but just about 99% of the stuff that comes out in these Brown Acid series are winners. And this is volume number 11, the 11th trip. Heavy rock from the underground come down. I can't speak higher about this series. If you've never tried Brown Acid, you should really treat yourself to some Brown Acid. That didn't sound very good. Have some Brown Acid, everybody. Let's all have some Brown Acid. No, have some Brown Acid here, not here. Okay, Brown Acid. And last but not least, and I do have one other thing to show after this one. This one just arrived yesterday, and the story with this one is, and Amazon, if you're listening, I did phone in and complain to Amazon about this. I happened to watch this one live in action. The Amazon delivery driver pulled up to the house, got out, and chucked the box from the street to the sidewalk. He didn't even bring it to my front door. Did he bring it to the front door or put it just inside the front door like they normally do? No. He chucked the box from the street. There's skid marks through the snow where the box slid through the snow. So, way to go, delivery guy. You're busted now. So, yeah, I called Amazon. They weren't impressed to hear that story, for sure. They were not impressed at all. So, but it got here, and it got here in one piece. It slid its way here, and this is brand new, and I'm going to get in trouble again. It's another Britney Spears, and this is Glory. This is the remastered and expanded version of Glory. I do have the original version of Glory that was released a few years ago. But this is an expanded version of Glory with what was intended as the original cover art. This was the original cover art that was intended that they dumped in favor of some not quite so nice cover art. I should have pulled the other Glory, but whatever. The other cover art was much more basic. This was the original cover art, which I guess they deemed was a little too steamy. I don't know. They decided not to use this cover art, but I think it's a spectacular pictures. Brand new Glory, and like I said, this is expanded, so it's got an additional side of music that was not on the original Glory, featuring a brand new single, Swimming in the Stars, plus some remixes. Mood Ring is brand new with a bunch of remixes of Mood Ring, and Matches, and plus the original album. So an expanded version of Glory just arrived yesterday. I'm looking forward to spinning that, because I do love Britney Spears, do love my pop. Glory. The remastered and expanded, and I believe that's on a clear vinyl as well. Remastered and expanded, and that's it. Good. I hope you all liked the video. I do have one more thing to show, and it is, I guess, my pride and joy of pickups of the last couple of months, which I'm holding off opening, and I've resisted opening this thing. I ordered this way back in the summer. Another thing that was delayed and delayed and delayed. I pre-ordered this way back in the summer when I heard it was coming out directly from the artist website. And then it was delayed in shipping and delayed and delayed. It was supposed to come in early October and finally arrived in late November, about 6 weeks, 4 or 5, 6 weeks after it was supposed to finally arrive. So I've been waiting for this one for a good 4 months. So I just decided to wait another month or so to listen to it. And I'm saving this one as kind of my Christmas present to myself, to listen to over the Christmas holidays, because it's a big box, as you can see, and it is from one of my all-time favorite bands, Thin Lizzy, and this thing weighs a ton. This is the Rock Legends Thin Lizzy box set that dropped, and this is not vinyl, this is CDs, and it is a 6 CD, 1 DVD box, and it weighs a ton. And I've been itching to crack it open, but I said, you know what, I'm going to just save this as my little Christmas present for myself. But what is in here is 6 CDs featuring 99 tracks, alternative versions, rarities, sessions, and a previously unreleased live show from 1980. 83 tracks previously never available on CD. 74 of the 99 tracks previously unreleased, period. So I'm really looking forward to that. As of course, Thin Lizzy are one of my all-time favorite bands. The DVD includes the legendary Night on the Town performance and a BBC documentary. There's a booklet featuring quotes from the band, previous members, musicians, and fans. All the tour books bound in a hardcover backed book, which is probably why this thing weighs a ton. All of the tour books are in a hardbound book. Phil Lynot's poetry book is in here, and 4 Jim Fitzpatrick art prints. And of course, Jim Fitzpatrick, famous for doing the covers like Jailbreak, Nightlife, Vagabonds of the Western World, that fabulous comic cover art. And I gather from Pat, the vinyl archivist, had looked him up. We were talking about Jim Fitzpatrick, and Jim Fitzpatrick drew that famous Che Guevara poster picture that you see everywhere. He was the artist behind that. So Thin Lizzy, Rock Legends, a massive box set. This is going to take me a few days to go through, so I decided to save this for my Christmas vacation listening. Thin Lizzy, Rock Legends, and that's it. That's all. So I'll see you all in my next video, which will be on most likely New Year's Eve, when I do my top 20 albums of 2020 countdown. Until then, everybody, Rock and roll!